Hello guys. Today I want to talk a bit about Vaelsys and go through different video analysis solutions that it offers. So I'm going to start by showing you a bit of a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to show you a video as well to give you a better insight into how it looks. So Vaelsys. So a bit about the company. So Vaelsys has 15 years of experience in developing video solutions, and they have a strong dedication to research and development. They also have more than 40,000 video channels that are being processed every day, and they have constantly evolving algorithms. And also they have proven technology and complete solutions over the years. Everything would be based off the V4 platform, which is based on hardware servers, and according to your different requirements, it has different formats. But the main features of all of them are, for example, security. They are based on Linux operating system, which offers quite good stability and security in order to minimize the impact of computer viruses or other malicious attempts. It also has a feature of reducing the false alarms by combining best image processing algorithms and AI. Also, there is a possibility of using applications remotely through web browsers, thus eliminating the need for additional softwares. And it is also a open solution, which means that there's a compatibility with the main CCTV manufacturers on the market, as well as integration with different management softwares for central stations, for monitoring stations. And by drastically reducing the false alarms, time of central station operators can be used more efficiently. And lastly, Vaelsys solutions are capable of detecting suspicious elements, avoid deception, and certain sabotages. So a bit about perimeter protection. There's different kinds of modules that can be offered. So we got DTHD, which would offer you a resolution of 720p and is also upgradable to 1080p. And it provides a maximum range of 256 meters to give you a detection at the highest level. There's also an option for DT+, which gives you distances of 173 meters with the resolution of 4 CIF. It also allows great scope for certain less controlled situations like industries or critical facilities. There's also an option for DT thermal, which in some situations thermal cameras can become more ideal in situations like poor lighting, objects in the path, and so on. It also offers the range of 529 meters with the correct optics, which allows detection of any individual or object that's emitting heat, for example, solar farms. And there is lately there's a DT Dual, which makes use of latest cameras, the ones that have, for example, two lenses, like visible and thermal, which gives us a new range of possibilities for detection and verification. So here on this little GIF, you can see a person walking in the marked zones, and you can see that as this person is moving, the rectangle is moving pretty much with him, and it works with quite far distances, long distances, and in this case we're using thermal camera, which gives you image with less interferences like shadows, lights, reflections, and so on. And working together with the Vaelsys algorithm, it gives you quite good results. We have different types of applications. So we have residential, industrial, and high security applications of these perimeter protections. Residential would give you same level of safety as the industrial range, but with a bit of reduced range in this application. We also have industrial type of application, which gives you a certain quality of perimeter analysis with thermal cameras that allow for narrow optics to cover large perimeters, like on the picture, like on the previous GIF I showed you. And we also have high security situations where this integration of the industrial perimeter system is done with the high sensitivity laser detectors for certain maximum security places like banks, military sites, and so on. On this slide, we can see some application distances. So, for example, for residential, if you're using a certain model like HYU 555, you can see what the maximum distance is, what the effective distance of the target detection field is, and you can see at what angle you would have to position this device and what height. So the height would be around 3.5 meters, and you can see on this graph here on the right side, you can see what area would be the blind area and what the distance is. Also, for industrial applications, you can see with certain models that offer certain lenses, you can see the maximum distances and the effective distances under specific angles. And in the end, you can see also what the blind area would be. So these metrics are done for these specific devices. So typical layout that the Vaelsys system would work on would be, for example, you can see we have two cameras here that are connected to a PoE switch, and you can see all the results of these cameras on the HYU Connect, for example, if we're talking about Hyundai cameras. And on the other side, in this same switch, we can have a Vaelsys V4 NUC. Yeah, that's how it's called, NUC, which is able to give you certain video attachments through emails of certain events happening, or text messages, or you can even have a certain relay connected to it, which can play sounds, activate notifications, etc. And here on the right side, you can see a glimpse of how the mobile app would look and what it would give you, what options you would have with it. So you can manage some channels, you can do some event checkups, you can do some action protocols as well, and you can see what alarms occurred, and you can check them as well. So perimeter protection would be built on these five bases. So we got Walnet, we got Smart Zone, we got Wave Cancel, Autoscale, and Dinlight. So Walnet would be a neural system specialized in perimeter protection. Smart Zone means that it would intelligently adapt the behavior of the video analysis to the activity of the certain scene. Wave Cancel is specially designed to avoid false activations caused by vegetation like trees, bushes waving in the wind. Then we have Autoscale, which is application for adjusting perspective in the distant planes. Let's say you have a person far away in your viewed area. You can have different setups for different for let's say for distant plane and for the near plane, and then you can differentiate the size of objects. And we also have Dinlight, which is a patented technology to differentiate certain light changes in order to prevent false activations. So it's basically differentiated in 4 categories. We got vehicles, people, non-suspects, and suspects. It works over long distances. There's a compatibility with thermal cameras, and all the events can be classified in the control centers. On these couple of screenshots here, we can see the example of this walnut. We can see person running on the field, and it is recognized as a person, giving it a rectangle with the name with initial P. And then we got a dog here running around as well. You can see his trajectory, and you can see that he is classified as a non-suspect. You can also see that it works for long distance. You can see this runner here on the far plane. You can see he's registered as a person. Okay, you can also have examples like this. So this person put a huge like fridge box on himself, and he is walking on the detectable area. So considering that the system cannot see that this is a person because of its shape, it's giving it a status suspect. And as this box person is moving around, you can see the trajectory of it. Okay, so it's based on 3 alert levels. So we got red alert, yellow alert, and green alert. Red alert is if any moving object would be considered as suspicious, like that box or anything else. Then we got yellow alert. Anything unknown to the system is suspicious. So it basically allows you to define the intruder as a person or a vehicle, and we have green alert, which means that only people and or vehicles are suspect. So these 3 levels, red, yellow, and green, these can be configured individually to define certain dimensions, the minimum time and activation protocols. Then we have Smart Zone, which I mentioned before, intelligently adapts the behavior of video analysis to the activity on the scene. In this scenario, we got the tree, and let's say there's some wind in the wind outside, and you can see that the system is detecting these branches moving in the wind as a suspect. This Smart Zone would intelligently adapt this scene and say, oh, those are just branches in the wind. Let's classify them as a non-suspect. Then we have another example. We got the camera lens in the dark. We got the spider, which is a common occurrence. We got the spider climbing in front of the lens, and of course, the system will classify this as a suspect. But with the modified behavior, it can be classified as a non-suspect. You can see how erratic this movement of the spider is, which helps the system classify it as a non-person, as a non-suspect. So basically, what Vaelsys perimeter protection is, it's real alarms in real time. So it's basically a system that's adaptable to the environment. It's a reliable detection, and it provides certain efficiency for the control centers. With that, reducing the amount of time that is just wasted with the control station operators. So we got a couple of examples here with visible and thermal lenses. So with the visible lens, we got the maximum detection distance of a person that's 1.8 meters tall, 180 centimeters tall. So with the visible lens, you would have 145 meters detection, and with thermal, we go up to 529 meters. In case this person is a meter and a half tall, you can see we got 110 meters and 281 with the thermal. And in case of someone that's crawling or crouching with 0.45 meters, you can see the detection is for visible 73 and for thermal 93 meters. So the quality of the visible resolution would go to HD, and for thermal we can go up to 640 by 512. Okay, before I go to license plate reading, I just want to show you a bit of video here. So you can see this video. This video is in Spanish, but it doesn't really matter because the important thing here you have to see is the video and how. So all those previous screenshots you saw, you can see them here in the video. So let me just jump to it straight away. So you can see here, you can see a person running on a field, and you can see that the system is registering this person as a person. You can also see that his shadow, which is moving on the ground, is classified as a suspect, which means that he will create certain alert, but the shadow will be only classified as a suspect. Also on this scene, we can see that the vehicle is recognized and that the person is recognized as well. So this is all inside the perimeter plane. In this case, we can see a person quite far away, and with that, it's only considered as a suspect. But as he moves a bit closer, you can see that the system recognizes him, and he is then classified as a person. And you can see a glimpse here that he exited the designated by us, the designated scene, and he is immediately dropped. As he enters, he is caught up with the system again. Okay, here, for example, we can see some different systems and DeepWall in function. So a lot of systems will struggle with something moving, like a person having a cardboard box on over the whole body. Other system would not detect him at all, while the DeepWall, Vaelsys DeepWall, would see a suspect, would see some kind of, it cannot see that it's a person, but it can give a suspect alarm, which can then be checked by a certain controller in the monitoring station. And here we can also see a person and couple of dogs, and we can see that the dogs are classified as a non-suspect. As soon as the system realizes that they are what they are classified as a non-suspect. Okay, so that's, I hope this video clarifies things a bit. So back to the presentation, Vaelsys also offers license plate readings. So these are basically done like these are done through the web browser as well as the other functions of Vaelsys, and they offer certain amount of results with, as long as you have everything set up properly. So these are some of the things that you should adhere to when you're setting up a LPR system. So you need to have some inclination angle, which in this case would be 25 degrees. This is the most commonly used angle for reading license plates. You also want to have a certain height of the camera. So the height would be around 1.6 meters. And you also want to have certain length away from the car. So let's say the car drives around the corner. This camera cannot be just around the corner. It has to give some certain space between the vehicle and the camera lens. So we can recognize European plates. Recognition rate is above 98%. Speed measured up to 80 kilometers. It can work both directions. You can have up to 2048 white and black license plates. and it's available for two different models. And you can also see what the rotation angles it would still work under. Well, that's one option. Another option is also facial recognition. So you can it allows facial recognition, and all the faces caught with the cameras can give a certain database that you can, for example, see here, and it would also give you some other information about this person. It can, if it detects a face, it can create a small video, and then you can also search all these records in the management screens. Another thing I want to mention is people counting. So Vaelsys also offers some people counting services. As of recently, we offer three different products that can be used for people counting, depending on your setup, depending on what you need exactly. So we got Easy Count. Easy Count would be the simplest of the three. So it works with two different web portals. One is meant for the engineer, and one is meant for the end user. So the engineer portal would be used for setting up a certain lines, which will be used for counting and yeah, for counting. And we also got the end user side of stuff, where he can have a certain screens like this, for example, that can make lines. Let's say you have a small store, and you have a screen put up. Instead of having a security guard at the door, you can have a screen, and on this screen you will have this information. Now, this information is now in Spanish, but it can be in English, of course. And this information would give exact amount of people that already entered in the store, and it would give approximate time that the next person have to wait before he can enter the store as well. So it would give certain signs like stop and wait for a certain number of minutes, or it can tell you, okay, you can go in now and enter. So what you can do, you can program a certain number of people that are allowed to be in the store. So let's say you allow only 50 people in the store at one time. This screen would monitor this number, and when it fills up, it would say 100% and wait until some space in the store frees up. Then the next person can enter. So this works. Easy Count works with basically any camera, any decent camera. This camera has to be set up at least 3 meters above the, let's say, entrance. So it has a good overview of this entry or exit area. Doesn't matter. Another important thing to mention is, as this option is very cheap, it doesn't come with the export with the certain databases. So the information that has been tracked for the day, that's it. So there's no option for any graphical reports or exports or stat shows or anything. So it will only work for the current day. In case some graphic reports are needed, then for that you would use Data Center. Data Center is a bit more professional solution, which allows for these graphic reports of all the collected information. One example of data center usage can be with the HYU 519, which is a people counting camera. and you can see here on the right, there's a couple of nukes, depending on how many data counting devices you would have connected. If you have only one and want to expand up to 16, you can get SAM 4466. If you need even more than that, you can go with SAM 4467. Okay, and one other that I'm not going to talk about a lot now is counter unit. So that's the most professional option that Vaelsys offers, and it's based on deep learning and AI, and it would give the best results of those three regarding people counting. More information can be provided if requested, or I will probably have one of the trainings later on that. Another option that Vaelsys offers is a warehouse software manager. So this warehouse software manager is, as you can see here. So let's just go to it. So how does it work? So what you have to do is you have to install Vaelsys Logistics Server and basically connect barcode readers to it. The system will automatically recognize those readers and record all readings made. So this Vaelsys Logistic visualization software has to be installed on a Windows PC, and then it can record the data on the recorder. So let's say you connect the camera with this system. Every time you scan a certain barcode, it would save a bit of camera footage with this scan. So you can have some documentation with this scan, with this certain item that was processed. So yes, you can see here the system automatically associates the readings made by the readers at the exact video time of the corresponding cameras. Okay, yeah, that's better said than what I said. So what you're able to do with this system is you can do quick search. So the video clip is automatically associated and stored with its with all its data. You can search by barcodes, by date and time, but by camera that was on a certain location where the barcode was scanned, and etc. Also, we got that effective documentation. So each process is recorded and documented on video automatically. You got also the multi-camera and recorder vision. So all the information can be accessed from any camera and recorder with scope for tracking it. So event time is associated with all cameras. So that's what's mentioned before. Every barcode scan can be associated with a piece of video from the camera on this spot. So there's also a local and remote access. So you can access all this information from a local computer or a computer on a network, or even outside this network. Then we got the package status follow-up. So if you place readers on multiple areas through the assembly line, you can have control of the entire logistic process. And you can also, of course, export with only one click. So you can export the video of the evidence, and by that avoiding false or fraudulent claims. More information on warehouse software managers is available. So if anyone wants to know more, you can contact us. And with that, I would like to conclude this insight into the Vaelsys products. And thank you for your attention. I would also like to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can find even more promotional videos and even some trainings regarding specific devices and tutorials on how to do different setups and so on. So thank you for your attention, and see you next time.